Hello, everyone. This is Eric Anderson, host of the YXE Underground podcast, and I'm sitting next to the one and only Lisa Greig. Lisa, can you tell everyone where we are today?
We're at Peak Cafe, downtown Saskatoon.
And we were just catching up on all things holidays and things like that, so it's lovely to see you again. Things are good? How are things?
It's been like since last year. That joke never gets old.
That was very good, Lisa. It has been last year. What's on your mind these days?
Oh my God, I was thinking, of course, last minute Lisa. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Still don't know, but I'm like, it's still January, and I think we're still battling the capacity crisis of last session.
I have to say, and I told you this just before we hit record, I don't think I've had as much feedback to one of our episodes as I did in December when you were talking about capacity. You obviously struck a nerve with people, or hit a chord, or whatever the saying is.
Whatever it's saying is, misery loves company, and I mean that the best way for me being like, we're all in it together, and I think we forget that. So when we're struggling and we feel like our life is a dumpster fire, or the world's moving quickly around us, and it's just made worse when we tell ourselves like we're the only one. And like, oh my gosh, it's just me. I'm the one who doesn't have my stuff together, or I'm so chaotic, or I'm disorganized, and so has it together and they've got it figured out. And I think this is just proof that none of us have it figured out, and we're all just fighting our own battles. And some of them, of course, being first world, I'll be the first to acknowledge, some of those battles, because some people fight really big battles, and I don't want to downplay that, but yeah, again, it goes back to we're all more alike than we are different.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Do you feel, because you were talking about that feeling of it's just me, I'm alone in this, do you feel that people are getting a bit better in terms of reaching out for some help when things get really bad, or is that not happening? What do you think?
Oh, it's interesting. Okay, just like lunch yesterday, a colleague and I were talking about how even within motherhood, but I just think that this can be true to anyone. We're getting better at just not sugarcoating everything. So we're getting better at just being honest with what's going on. I think we can still do better, because so often we hear gosh, I wish I would have known this, but at the same time it's yeah, but if someone would have told you, would have you really understood it on that cellular level, or would have been yeah, okay, sounds hard, but I'm probably going to do it better, so far it's fine, because we love to do that too. But I think we're just getting better at just not going into of course martyrdom, but just simply being it's hard, and it's normal that it's hard, but normal doesn't mean easy, and that you're not supposed to experience that. But we're getting better, but we still really suck at the acknowledgement piece, right? When someone is talking about their hard or something that's frustrating for them, we're still so quick to be and I know I've talked about this before, but me too, or oh, I'm in it first, which really takes away from that person's vulnerability when they've shared something. They led the conversation by saying, oh my gosh, I need to tell you, last night, X, Y, and Z, I'm really struggling with this. And the first thing we need is someone to say oh my gosh, that sounds hard.
Okay, so my Marantz just ran out of batteries. So Lisa, I'm so sorry for that. And I knew I had low batteries. And
don't we all? Our batteries are all low. We're talking about capacity. Even the Marantz is saying, I also have low capacity, Eric and Lisa. And now that's what that was about.
But I didn't acknowledge the Marantz last night because for some reason I got roped into the season premiere of The Bachelor, and it's oh, Eric.
Yes, Jennifer. She knows what's up.
It was on in the house. You were saying about the acknowledging.
Yeah. And I know that we have talked about this before, so I don't want to turn this into a lecture. But they're okay, Lisa, we get it. But yeah, just that acknowledgement of the hard, first before we drive home the we're all in this together, because I think when we emphasize that we're all in this together, we're diluting the individual experience, and that's still so important to hold space for. And it's hard. Again, we always end up talking about communication, but it's just hard. It's the same thing with capacity. When we talk about someone's oh my gosh, I'm holiday season, I'm tired. more often than not, people are met with like, oh my gosh, me too. And it's like, yeah, okay. But all of our hearts are different, and to be honest, some people do have more heart.
But I think you bring up a good point, though, in terms of the person who is initiating the conversation to say, like, things are hard right now, and here's why. Because that person is putting themselves on. It's a vulnerable thing to say, isn't it?
It is. It's like that first right of refusal. But it's like, like if the person who leads the conversation and goes there first, it's like, let's just making sure that we're holding space and acknowledging that. Even the simple, like, thank you for sharing that. Like, even just like, yeah, like I too have been feeling this way, and I just like didn't want to bring it up, and you did. And I feel better knowing that I get to share this with you. Like, that alone is just like, oh. And I think it's like groups of friends, and I can speak more to like female friends, I think we do a better job of this than in our partnerships. Because like we, especially like as like women, we all like talk the same language, we know what we want. We're like we're just like handing out all of these acknowledgement and validation badges. But it's hard when you're like cohabitating or running a household or like raising a family with someone, because like you're both like just drowning, and you're both like, but it's hard for me too, and it's like you have to be careful too that you're not, I forget the term, I was like listening to an old podcast interview with like the Glennon Doyle and Abby Wambach, but they were doing that with Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe.
You've been posting clips of that, yes.
It was so good, but it was like just talking about being that fine balance of like when your partner is like, this sucks, or I can't stand this, to like, oh yeah, don't whip them up too much. So it's like, do you want to like meet them where they're at, but then not be like, yeah, this is brutal, this is awful, our life sucks, and then you're both going down that together. But then you also don't want to be like, no, it's fine, I've got this, because then you're downplaying it. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like the Goldilocks syndrome, where it's like we have to do everything just right. Anyway. That's
Can we stay there for a second? Because I am definitely of the side where it's like, it's all right. Jen, my wife, it's all right. It's fine. Let's look for solutions or positive. And I am aware of that.
You get a look. But I know that look. I give the same look that Jen does. Yep.
So that's not ideal. But then I hadn't thought of the other way, where it's like you whip them up too much, and then you're going to dark places. Like, so then Lisa, how do you find the Goldilocks zone?
How do you find the Goldilocks? A therapist? I don't know. Right? But again, it always goes back to that acknowledgement piece. Right? I think it's like when we're like, oh, what if I don't say the right thing? Or, oh, do I say this or say too much or too little? But I think like if you just go in with, first of all, just acknowledging. Because I mean, if someone's already whipped up, it's like, just acknowledge that. Not like, whoa, it seems like you're a little bent out of shape, Eric. I mean, that will go over like a sack of hammers. But just acknowledging like, yeah, I can see, okay, like, this sucks. And I'm like, all right, okay, someone's here with me. They're not like adding like gasoline to the fire and being like, oh yeah, let me give you 8 more reasons why this sucks. Because like, that's an easy thing to do. And I mean, welcome the gossip train, right? When you open up that door and it's like, oh yeah, do you know what else I heard? And then this, and then this, and then everyone's all whipped up about some ridiculous tea that's being spilled, instead of just being like, whew, that's interesting, and just like, or like, oh, that's hard, or like, yeah, like this sucks, like this does suck.
So then if I were to do that with my wife and say that, is it and I should be, but then, so if a person does that, does it invite the person who initiated the conversation, who wants to be acknowledged, does it invite them to feel almost like a bit more empowered to say like to share a bit more, do you think?
Like, yeah, I think overall there's going to be times where someone's going to say, I don't want to get into it, and we respect that, because like it's all about timing. Sometimes it's about like, it's just not the right time to get into it. Maybe it's about someone's on their way to work, or they're transitioning to take care of the kids, or there's just like a million other things. So like they're not about to like squeeze all the toothpaste out of the you know what I mean, to not be able to get it back in. It's like, I just need to wait a bit. Or they're gonna say like, okay, I dipped my toe in the water. Okay, they listened this time. They didn't go right into fixing mode or whatever thing causes the eye roll. It's like, okay, I can go a little bit further. And then it's like, yeah, like I just don't know what to do. And then it's like, there's the doors open. but like not for you to like run through like you're crossing the finish line, but instead to be like, do you want to, like, is this a time where I can to offer some solutions, or like, do you want to just vent? And I know that we've talked about that, but it's just like, it's so layered and it's complex, and like, we're gonna mess it up most of the time. But like the few times that we're like, oh my God, I did it right, like you'll just know. Like I think there's times where like when we've nailed that communication piece, or it's like when I've been like, oh my gosh, I think I got it right. I think I said the right thing. Like you just know, like you know, you're like, oh. But I think we have to do better jobs in our relationships across the board. Like when someone does do the right thing, we need to be like, that was really helpful that time. Right? Because like feedback, like that's helpful, but it's like, that was really helpful. It's like, okay, do more of that. The programming is like, do more of that. As opposed to like, oh, I hope that landed, maybe. Like, that's not fair either.
Do you think, that makes so much sense, do you think it's easier for these types of conversations to happen when two people like have known each other for a long, long time and there's like a really established relationship, or can it be where like it's you know, a kind of a new friendship or something like that? Like how does that play into it? That's a really out of left field question,
No,
but
it's not though, because I think again it's so situational. Like obviously these like long-standing relationships, the healthy ones have been through a lot, and then you learn that, right? Or it could just be that you've got a lifetime of resent where like you don't even give the person an opportunity to try their best because you immediately go right to where you think that they're going to mess it up. Versus a new relationship, sometimes it's just like a fresh slate, and you're like, hey, before I share something, I just want you to know that like I just want to vent, and I'm probably going to be annoyed if someone offers solutions, so can I please just like vent? And meanwhile, like if your partner's beside you, they're probably like going, why don't you ever give me that kind of heads up? So like that's the part that's interesting. Like it's like those that we like love the most, I feel like we have the most unrealistic expectations of too sometimes, where like we expect them to like mind read and know all of this stuff, versus the people that we don't know or that we're still quite guarded to, we kind of set them up for success the most, where we're like, I'm going to clearly articulate exactly what I need from you, versus the person that's closest to me, you're just going to have to guess today in like whatever obstacle course with like lava that is being thrown at you, and like we'll just like see if you get it right, but it's probably different than last time. Change the course. Go. You know? And
yes,
it's like,
I do, yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, I know. And it's like, I wish that we could just like be like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. But then there's a disconnection that'll happen in a relationship. Because it's like when you're connected, it's easy to solve every problem. But like when you're annoyed or frustrated with something, like good luck solving like whose turn it is to take out the garbage. Or like the annoyance over like a dishwasher was not unloaded when, like, it's just amazing when it just like activates us versus what doesn't. And when things are like smooth, conflict is smooth. When things are not smooth, conflict is quite tenuous.
I just remembered I forgot to unload the dishwasher this morning. Oh boy.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's done. This was not recorded on Thursday, so I hope it's unloaded by then.
Oh gosh, yes, it will be. Jen, if you're listening, it will be.
Late for his next meeting because went home to unload the dishwasher.
I don't mean to cut us short, but I have to run back to work in a few minutes. But I have something for you. First of all this was wonderful, and there are so many parts where like I'm nodding to you, but I'm also nodding big time on the inside, like, yeah, I do that. But can you hold the microphone for a second?
Oh my gosh, you always do this. It's like, what is coming out of... Oh, you're so funny.
So, I have to tell people, a couple weeks ago, Lisa, you were parenting on your own because Ross was... Where was Ross, your husband?
In Memphis. Recording an album and competing in the International Blues Competition.
And he made it to the semifinals, which is amazing. Congrats, Ross. And we can't wait to hear the album.
I know, right? Hopefully, I mean, yeah. I don't want to be like, hopefully, because he'd be like, that's changed, Lisa. So I'm just going to be like, hopefully, I mean, it will. It's going to happen.
It's going to be wonderful. So while Ross was gone, Jen and I wanted to support you. And so Jen made you muffins. And they were delicious muffins. And I know they were delicious muffins because I ate the muffins. Because I got a man flu and was feeling a little under the weather, and I was feeling sad for myself and hungry. So I ate the muffins. So, because I knew we were meeting today, I went to our cafeteria at Sherbrooke, which is, they have amazing bakers there. And so here are 5 muffins for you guys. And I'm sorry that I ate your muffins when I was sick.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so funny. I got the, yeah, Eric texted me to be like, so Jen made you muffins. I ate the muffins. And Jen said that I better tell you that she made muffins and I ate them. And sorry. So.
All that is true.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy them. They're very good muffins. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule. And yeah, thanks for all the wisdom.
Always. Thank you.